Well, qualifying round one went like a poo. We found out the synchro on third gear is gone. So we overcame this problem running just 3 gears. First, second, fourth, driving out. And to our surprise, we ended the weekend back in the 11s with just 3 gears. But then in the quarterfinals, disaster. We suffered a puncture during the burnout, and obviously you can see there the tyre is on the rim. Well, it's weekend after the last one, when we broke the gearbox. Whatever event that was. Greenlight Nationals, there we go. We have got new tyres on the way. Thank you very much to John Marku Racing. He has sorted us out a deal. So slicks are sorted. Next up, gearbox out of this thing. Pull that apart. Make work. Before we get on with the gearbox though, you may have seen in a previous video, we have got some new suspension to fit to this car. At the moment, we've got some terrible eBay stuff and we've got some nice shiny BC Racing coilovers to fit. Now, bearing in mind, these tacky, horrible eBay coilovers that I think starts, they cost me £80. Originally, we put them on the car 2 years ago when we first built this, basically just to get it rolling. They have actually produced a 1.61 60 foot, so more surprising than anyone. But the new ones are going to be so much stiffer. There's going to be a lot less travel from our suspension, and fingers crossed this will put our 60 foots into the 1.5s. See what I mean by tacky? These are rusty, horrible. Even those adjusters, they're absolutely destroyed. This one. Very good. Oh my God, look at that spring. Is that it's supposed to be, or is that just a bit of rubber? Oh, is that broken? Ah.
See what it's been digging in?
Yeah. Oh, so fully broken. So an essential change, not, and then a new to us, BC Racing, which is going to be much better. I'm going to put some new top mounts in there, not top mounts, what do you call it?
Camber rushes.
Okay, so while Jamie's inside cutting off the top of the strut cup towers, I'm going to show you the BC Racing coilovers. These are adjustable at the bottom of the coilover for ride height, and basically we just turn the collars round and I can adjust it up and down. And then you got the top 2 collars, which will basically adjust the spring rate on the suspension, hopefully giving us a good soft launch. And then of course on the top we've got the camber adjusters, so we're going to get them on the car, set them to 0. Then with the ride height sensors that we shall show you in a little bit, we can get the camber set exactly where we need it. So top mount covers off, 3 bolts, and the coilovers bolt exactly in their place. This side of course we've got to cut off as well, but we'll get these 2 coilovers in and we'll show you the old coilovers and the difference. So those cups do absolutely nothing other than just stop dust going in there.
The later ones haven't got.
They're not. While Jamie's fitting the level sensors on the suspension, I'm going to crack on with tearing down the front of the car, getting it ready for gearbox removal. The good thing is Lee has made this so well that it's so easy to pull apart. The front slam panel, literally 4 bolts, that comes off. Then we've got the intercooler, 2 bolts, and the silicone hose. With that undone, we can remove the intercooler. And the way Dom made the cowling from behind the intercooler, that's also attached to it, so that all comes away in one piece. Dom made a good thing. Then we're left with the radiator. As you can see, the cowling behind our radiator has the radiator top hose going through, so I've got to undo that and drain the coolant out before I can remove this. Meanwhile, Jamie's coming to the end of fitting his level sensors.
With that there, that should go down. That should give the fuel tech an indication of where the suspension travel is.
Oh, okay.
People are asking, why are we doing this?
I've no idea.
It's so that we can set our camber correctly for optimum traction.
Oh, okay, yeah. So with the new coilovers, they've got camber adjustment.
Exactly.
Oh. Well, as you can see, we're making good progress today. Jamie's next job is the fun one, taking the oil out of the gearbox, and yes, it is very shiny. So while that drains out, let's have a quick look at the brand new coilovers. They're back in the car after doing all the adjustments that were needed doing. So then all that's left is radiator come off, move the fuel pump out of the way. This crash bar maybe has to come out, and then of course it'll be gearbox out. And the best way to fast forward between the long process of removing the gearbox is to remind you that we are sponsored by Coated Race Bearings. If you need bearings for your engine, get in touch with Coated Race Bearings.
Bad gearbox.
Well, it's not often you get to see that twin plate clutch from CG Motorsport, but when you do, it's a thing of beauty. Should that be attached to there?
No, that should be flat.
Oh, okay.
Like the bottom one.
Oh, broken. And then same with this one.
Yep.
My favourite bit is this. Them chew marks. That's what we had to do, try and get them to free up. But they've done 2 years. You know, they did a 160 foot. You never know. Could be dream 1.5. Oh, probably not. To be honest, they're probably so fucked that they didn't actually do much anyway. Oh well. Okay, coming to the end of day number 1. Mr. Vos will come and join us tomorrow and we can play a little bit of gearboxing. Well, it's another day. So as you've seen already in the video, these coilovers are off. They're headed to the bin. They've done their job. 164. Not too bad for eBay crap. Fingers crossed the BC Racing stuff. Just a brilliant. Imagine if we get a 159 60 foot with what, 350 brake? Of course, we've never had it on the dyno since we fitted a new turbo. That's going to be a job for the winter, I think. Once we've done the season, fingers crossed for champions, fingers crossed. We'll take it to street races, put it on the dyno, see how much power we actually ran this year with. Of course, we're going to do European finals in 2 weeks' time. We're going to aim to go as fast as possible to get a dial in for the national finals. Hopefully it'll be a case of getting as close to a 10-second run as possible. Will we get a 10? Don't think so. But like an 11.4 would be a big success, I think. So, we can crown out the season as champions with, you know, a mid to low 11-second car, then the season's been a major success. Considering I spent obviously quite a bit of money doing a couple of upgrades this season and not really gone that fast, much faster. But we know the potential is there to go faster because we haven't turned it up, and we can turn it up next year. So we'll see. Anyway, let's get this gearbox apart, make a good gearbox, get it back in, be down to the pub for lunchtime. Let's go. Shall we have a little look at some of the fun things that you may not have ever noticed on this car? little tips that maybe you could do to your car. One of the things we could never live without is if you ever see in my engine bay and go, why is there a household plug in there? That's because of the sump heater. Literally, that gets plugged in the morning. Our oil is at 90 degrees. By the time we even start the car, makes an engine so much happier. So much happier. Then, dry brake on the gearbox. The O2M having the master cylinder inside the clutch slave cylinder inside the gearbox is a pain in the bum, having to bleed that up every time you take the gearbox out. This dry brake means we literally unhook it and we hook it back up, never having to bleed the system again, which, as we all know, is a pain in the arse with the Magnus system.
No, they don't.
They're not?
No, it opens itself now.
What the fuck is that? Oh. Breakfast chef.
Well, I went and I got a cup of tea, so I thought, oh.
Once a breakfast chef, always a breakfast chef. Clearly. Good service. So, with breakfast defeated, it was time to pull the gearbox apart and swap out the gears. Thankfully, we can fast forward this and make it last at least 30 seconds. Get the case off, already done. Now let's have a look inside the gearbox.
You don't care.
What's broken?
Synchro.
Wasn't me then. Woohoo!
Well, it probably was you. You gave me leg when you
Oi.
couldn't get it.
Reckon it's that bug jam third gear shift.
Yeah. Third gear shift.
When you were crying like a little bit.
Oh! It's against that pesky Jacob. But then I got him back, don't worry. Because I made him nervous, baby.
Roxanne! Right, let's go.
So, gears are all swapped over. We're good to go. Time for Jamie to seal up the gearbox before we pop out. Get some gear oil from Halfords, nip to the VAG yard and get some C-spanners so we can adjust the ride height on the suspension. And just like that, the gearbox is back in. You know how a gearbox goes on, to be honest. Now it's time to start putting the car back together. First things first is the radiator and the cowling that Crawford Motorsport made. And then it'll be the intercooler and basically all the other gubbins that require to put the front end back together. Meanwhile, I remembered last night we were discussing about brakes, potential wheelwood brakes for the rear conversion when we do the winter jobs. Then I remembered from the top methanol dragster that we had, it came with some wheelwood brakes. And first of all, we were like, maybe these could fit on the back of the car. So Jamie jumps up the ladder, went into the attic part of the unit, dig them out, and let's see what we've got. After having a look at the parts, we realised that they were just that little bit too big for the rear of the car, but with a little bit of engineering, Ben Mace can make us some bells and we can attach these to the front, thus making a lightweight set of brakes for the front of the Golf, meaning more unsprung weight taken out of the car and just as good stopping power with the wheelwood brakes. So with everything tightened up and that lovely BC Racing coilovers fitted to the front of the car, it's time to see how our ride height is as they were basically set from the previous owner. I know they said they had it low, but let's have a look. We had about a 55mm gap from the floor to the arch. It's going to be a case of dropping the car down and seeing where we're at, to be honest.
So we are 15mm lower.
So it should be about 15 mil.
Well, as you just heard there, the suspension's set at the moment just that little bit too low, 15mm too low in fact. Don't forget, we have to have that 3-inch gap from the front bumper to the floor when we go into stage. So it's very important that we get the ride height exactly correct. Now, of course, you're probably going, you haven't even got the bumper on. As we said, we pre-measured before we did this, so we kind of know where we had to be. And of course, we will do a final adjustment, but this is just to make sure we are good for going for tracking.
Bit fast in the mix, sir.
55.
Going up, measuring ride height with myself in the car to see how much 100 and hopefully 25 kilos drops, which is not as bad as the 145 it used to be. Well, in truth, it actually made a big difference. On the driver's side, it dropped the suspension down 2 centimeters, and on the passenger side 1 centimeter. So just a fine adjustment and we are good to go. Then after a little switch around in the unit, the car is loaded up on the trailer. Thank you very much, Nigel. We are good to go to Northants Mobile Tyres this week. So we booked in on Thursday for a full 4-wheel alignment to make sure we've got the suspension, the geometry, the camber, all perfectly correct for when we go racing at the FIA European Finals. Once again, if you've enjoyed this video or found it informative or anything, make sure you drop a like. If you think we've done anything wrong, drop a comment. And of course, please do subscribe to the channel. We'll see you in the next video. That will most likely be having our 4-wheel alignment done, and then of course we'll gear up for the FIA European Finals. Once again, thank you very much to Coated Race Bearings, our main sponsor, finishing out the season, and of course thank you very much to 32 Racing Wheels, RTMG Performance, Street Racers, GP Turbos, and Pro Race Engineering.